We are live, guys. Welcome to yet another live stream for Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling, and today we're talking about a saying that is so valuable to your life. At least it has been from my life, and now it will be for yours. What gets measured improves. We're out to create joy and happiness in our lives. And if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna improve the quality of our life and the happiness in our lives, it needs to somehow be measured. At least the improvement of the process. The joy and the happiness will take care of itself, but the journey needs to be measured in order for the progress to improve. So what is it that we're trying to improve right now? Well, you have, remember the three categories. You have health, you have finances, and you have relationships. Relationships we're waiting with. Remember, you can watch all the videos in the beginning to improve your relationships from this channel, but I'm not interested in helping you to fix your relationships and improve them right now. That's going to be a natural byproduct eventually, and then we'll go into the nitty-gritty details of the advanced relationships later. But for now, let's start with finances or health. In terms of your health, you have to be able to measure the improvement of your health. And that's why you either start with what you're eating or you start with exercise. Exercise is a fantastic way to improve your health. And that's why people measure things. But it's not enough to just measure what you do that half hour that you're exercising. You should be measuring somewhere what you're doing on a daily basis. So that in 1 month's time you can see that you have actually improved over time. It's all about improving over time and becoming better, because that gives you more confidence to become even better. Does that make sense? So in terms of your finances, you have to figure out then what you want to have improved. For example, if you want to get rid of debt or credit cards of some sort, you need to know specifically what you owe. Specifically. Getting a clarity of mind creates a sense of urgency. If you owe 30,000 kroners, for example, I think, that's not enough. You need to be able to specifically say, I owe 28,173 kroners. And the interest rate is that much, and it will increase by this much every month. You need to know that specifically so that you can actually take action today on paying that down. You need to know the deadline by which you will pay it down completely. Now that's the power of measuring so that it can improve. What gets measured improves. Another saying is what gets measured improves, and reported, that rate of improvement accelerates, which means that you will improve faster if you report this measuring to someone. This is why you need to have someone that is not yourself that you're accountable to. If you do not do the action that you've said that you were going to do, then they will be disappointed. You don't want people to be disappointed in you. That's the worst feeling ever. So you want to have someone that holds you accountable to what you say. Because you now need to learn how to become a doer instead of someone who's just talk. Does that make sense? So you need to figure out what is the one thing that needs to massively improve in my life, and if that includes getting rid of debt, then make that your main thing. You measure it completely, you're hardcore at measuring that habit, and then you're paying it down by a specific date. Let's say, for example, by 3 months or 4 months, those credit cards are gone. Could you imagine the burden that's taken off your shoulders when you have made specific progress in a specific area in a certain amount of time? That creates success, and that success will create and multiply your successes further on in your life. Let's say, for example, you drive for me in high value transport. We measure how many stops you do in an hour on a specific project, because we know how much you can actually kind of do on that project. So right now we have 12 stops per hour, which is 1 every 5 minutes. Now that seems like very, very fast, but people are getting there within their second or third time. It's ridiculous how fast you can actually do this job. And we pay on a stop basis. Okay, so we know how much we're getting per stop from the company, and then we pay them out a specific percentage that they can earn, so that they know specifically how much they've earned that hour and that day. That's a fantastic way of doing it, because you are now, when you're measuring that, you're increasing your salary every single time that you work. Instead of having a full-time job somewhere and you make this and this much in your hourly paycheck. No, we're out to improve our guys' lives. We're out to improve their income, decrease their expenses, and increase their cash flow. With their increased cash flow, they can now get rid of their debts, because that's the number one thing that's stopping them from succeeding. Paying for something that do not really belong to them any longer. They used it to buy something maybe a long time ago, but now it's time to pay that debt down so that they can start over, that they can start afresh. My recommendation is to just not get into credit card debt. It's completely ridiculous. You don't need it. And the benefits of the credit cards, you can't, the majority of people don't manage to pay those credit cards down eventually. In the beginning, they might be able to do that, but eventually something happens that breaks down your habit, and the interest rates will run away from you, especially if you have a regular full-time job. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're self-employed, you will be able to pay it down, because you can massively increase your income in a short amount of time if you're doing things correctly. The value of personal coaching is having someone that you're accountable to and that holds you accountable to your goals. That is what we're going to get more into. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling, and I'll see you again tomorrow.